Russia's genius tactics are collapsing Ukraine's front lines as they penetrate deeper. It's day 868 of Russia's operation in Ukraine. Let's dive deeper. Starting from the Avdiivka sector. In previous report, we saw how Russian forces, after taking control of Novoalexandrivka, launched a big push on a wide front. As they were able to advance further, this consequently improved their tactical situation and allowed them to gain stable control over Sokil, which then further allowed them to take a very important height south of Sokil. And this then caused Ukraine's situation in these two villages to degrade massively. And just within the next 24 hours, they took complete control of Voskod. And this was a very important advance. Let me explain. Currently, it seems like Russian forces wants to capture Novoselivka. However, this village has been acting as a major supply hub for Ukrainian forces since Avdiivka. And over time, Ukrainian forces were able to build very good fortifications around the village. As we saw previously, Russia tried to move from Umansky and Semenivka, but as the Ukrainian defense was good, they were finding it very difficult to advance. So now the capture of Voskod gave them the opportunity to expand their northern flank and take the village into encirclement. Apparently, there seems to be a river dividing these two villages. So after the Russians captured Voskod, they launched a big push westwards with the objective of reaching this section of river, and latest reports confirmed they were able to take this area under their control. Now, because of this advance, Ukraine's situation in Novoselivka has worsened, and I think this will allow Russians to advance from Umansky as well, which will then further worsen the situation. Looking at the topographic map, we can see that the village is at a lower elevation, and there are heights around the village which are under Russian control. However, it should be noted that the height difference is gradual, so to put it simply, it acts as a flat terrain. Now you can see how one small advance several kilometers far can affect the situation at another front elsewhere. In addition, Russians have started attacking Lozovatsky, so some changes are expected there as well. Now moving to neighboring Toretsk, where the Ukrainian situation is also worsening day by day. In our previous report, I explained to you how Russians are developing their advance here, and also told you how they might advance further. And recently we got confirmation. For those who haven't watched the previous report, I suggested that Russians will first advance east of the high-rise building and then attack it from two sides, because this allows them to continue the advance further while the other units clear the high-rise section. And the latest report confirmed Russian forces have taken this area under their control. In addition, at the southern flank, Ukrainian forces have been unable to stop the Russian penetration, because today Ukrainian sources confirmed Russian forces have entered the central part of New York after they took this area under their control. In addition, we recently got a clear picture of how the Russians were able to make this significant advance. Apparently, they attacked the Ukrainian positions by underground tunnel and surprised their defense positions, which led to this breakthrough. This is the second time Ukraine was outsmarted by Russian forces, as we saw similar tactics first in Avdiivka, which was one of the major reasons for the fall of the city. Because of this event, many sources pointed out that Ukrainian surveillance was not able to detect the underground tunnel, which suggests that Ukrainian units are stretched significantly and don't have enough units to watch the Russian movements. Russian sources say this is likely to get worse, as Ukraine has very hard time mobilizing men. Apparently, the Ukrainian government has noted around 400,000 cases of draft dodgers since the start of this operation. In my opinion, this number is a massive number, because if Ukraine had 400,000 more soldiers, the situation would be much different from today. However, this somewhat gives you the picture of willingness and morale. However, serious news came from Poland. Russian media claims, in a recent security treaty between Poland and Ukraine, there is an agreement that provides the possibility of Poland creating a no-fly zone over western part of Ukraine. This will allow them to shoot down any Russian missiles and drones before they reach the target. Russian sources say this will allow Ukraine to protect their F-16 and ammunition manufacturing plants. However, I should inform you that this rumor has not been confirmed by officials, However, this no-fly zone could lead to direct confrontation with Russia, which will escalate the situation significantly. And currently we need peace, which was made apparent by the recent tragedy that happened in Kyiv.